Hello everyone, and welcome back to Hypixel Skyblock. Today I had a slightly different video planned that I might like starting a mini-series for Skyblock. So as you may know, currently, Mayor Diana is mayor over here, and that means that the mythological ritual is active, and you go around the map. If you don't have mods like me, you just follow this annoying shovel that leads you to a thing. You take it up, it points, you go to a different burrow, and you keep finding burrows in hopes of getting some items, particularly what I have on my island right now. Griffin feathers, ancient claws, and I think I'm out of mythos fragments. But those are the main items, and a lot of people were hoping when they updated the event for when it added a bunch of the new monsters, such as the nymph, the harpies, undines, manticore, and whatnot, that they would redo the event. Sorry if you hear that, that's a grandfather clock. But I had a whole mini idea to redo this. So I will show you in 1 second. So, this world might be a little interesting to you. This is just my creative flat world that has random villages on it because I didn't delete those, that I just kind of build on and have fun with every so often. But over here, I have a mini module. Currently, I don't have access to mods and stuff because Microsoft is being a pain, and I have to wait a month for some reason for some fixes to happen. But I have made a mini mock-up of a possible solution to mythology, which is a mythology island. As you may not or may know, Minecraft has added a lot of new features, and now that Hypixel is updating and revamping some stuff, they have access to do a lot of fun things, namely pottery and archaeology. So, now there is a new item, which is a brush that you can use to sweep up blocks and do some archaeology. And these are some of the things that you can find. I don't even think I have half of them. These are pottery sherds that you can use to decorate pots. But for this example, I made an island that is basically a mythology-specific island. I don't think it should be time-locked by a mayor. I don't like that. I don't think a lot of people like that. So I think it'll just be a new skill entirely, probably, which is archaeology. And you'd go about it by, you'd enter the island right here, you'd go around, you find some archaeology spots that you dig up, and you have the chance to find random stuff. You can find like bowls and bottles and whatnot that you can give to an NPC, and they will give you money for it. So you don't have to do a weird dig up the burrows for the Crown of Greed and whatnot. You can give it to an NPC, and all the money that you earn from them will go to the Crown of Greed and Crown of Avarice. But then, kind of like a glaciate tunnel, you'd dig up something, and then you have a chance to uncover ruins. And if you enter the instance, you can find a bunch of monsters from that area. So I have like 5 areas planned. This is just the entrance as kind of like a tutorial area, but there's the river where you can find nymphs, undines, and maybe like more water creatures if they want to add any of those. You have over here with the brown candles is a lost town ruin civilization where you mostly just find a bunch of artifacts more than monsters. So this spot would be especially good if you want like griffin feathers, coins, and whatnot. I think it would also be nice if you could turn in the artifacts for griffin feathers, because griffin feathers take forever early. And you kind of have to swap your griffin pet rarity and shovel if you want a good min-max of griffin feathers. But then signified by these candles is the forest, where you get like the harpies that come out of the trees and any foresty like monsters. And then past some brush, you'll have a cave that leads to an oddly precursor area. Interesting, right? And this is where you'd find like the precursor golems and whatnot that you have to fight, and some weird precursor artifacts that you can sell to NPCs. And then this up here would be the... I had a name for it, but I'm kind of forgetting it right now. It's like a field with a mountainish like structures, but this is basically where a bunch of the bulls spawn and would be the late game area for if you want to fight like Minotaur Kings, the Cretan bulls, and whatnot. This is where you'd go. Oh, I did not mean to do that. But yeah, it kind of has like a couple areas that are nice and good for every part of the game. Like early game is river and town, but the town is kind of all around every style of game. So early, mid, late, whatever you are, if you want artifacts, this is where you go. And then there's the forest, the precursor ruins, and the Minotaur place, where you can find the bowls and stuff. And instead of using mythos fragments, you could use pottery shards or shards, or you can just find those and give them to the NPC to sell and turn into money. But that's basically my idea. I had a whole thing on the forums that kind of like didn't happen. The forums are not a popular place, and if they are, they are a dark and sad place of ill opinions and not reading properly. But I have this whole idea here. I have a couple more ideas for revamps, like there's foraging stuff, new foraging island crops that have not been added, that are new foliage that have been out for quite a while in Minecraft. There is, I had an idea for a Slayer Island revamp and whatnot, but I think for the event of Diana, it would be very nice to have its own island, which is not time-locked by a mayor. And I think it would be pretty cool if instead of being time-locked, that Mayor Diana actually gave a buff to people on the island. Like a buff to the Griffin Pet stats, where tracking and pet stuff, kind of like what she already does, but the mythological ritual and selling the Griffin Pet would be reworked to whenever she's mayor, the Griffin Pet would gain more stats, and you'd gain more stats on this island. Which I think overall people would like a lot better, since you can do it on your own time and not be time gated. But doing it while Diana is mayor would still be very helpful for you. Kind of like the other NPCs. But I am going to go back to Skyblock. Overall, doing this event is pretty annoying, especially with gathering the materials for Griffin Feathers and whatnot. All the mobs drop Ancient Claws early, no chance for Griffin Feathers, and I'm never lucky and get Griffin Feathers. I always get coins and stuff, which is just a pain. And yeah. So I just thought that would be a cool idea to revamp the whole system of the mythological Chul. Harpies are just really annoying. I don't have my right gear out, so it's fine. I was just explaining the video. But yeah, aside from looking like a porcupine, I hope you all had a good morning, afternoon, or evening, whatever time of day it is for you, and I will see you all later. Bye-bye!